This next video we're going to watch is about advantage basketball. Shout out to Athletes on the Rise Training. That's where I found this video. These guys did a great job of putting this video together. Listen to what Steph Curry has to say about advantage basketball.
I'm either catching and shooting, I'm catching and ripping, or I'm catching and giving up. If you held the ball for 1 second, that's a grenade and it blew up and you're done. All right, so think about that. I need 0.5 seconds to make a decision, and that's when you start to get the dominoes to fall. All right, when the weak side, strong side, whatever it is.
These guys.
So let's take a look at a few plays here in the NBA. These guys just making great decisions. A lot of times, I'm always talking about being able to attack closeouts, but here just watch how they just share the basketball. One more passing, just basic, what I call basic basketball. I think too often we teaching young players a ton of dribble moves, just a lot of fancy stuff. And I'm not saying, at some point they don't need that. And I do believe it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. But to play at a high level and to play for a long time, I think you got to make really good decisions and make them quick. One of the things that help is being able to shoot the basketball. I think if you can shoot the basketball, it's another thing you can play a long time. But shooting the basketball, making great decisions, quick, sharing the basketball, knowing how to move without the ball, or relocate without the basketball, however you want to frame it, is the way the game is turning to. This is a couple years ago, but you can already tell. If you look at the NBA today, and if you watch the NBA Finals, if you watch the Final Four, this is the way the game is being played. And people, debate about analytics or the eye test. This is analytical basketball. And how I look at it is just taking great, efficient shots. Like I said, you got guys who're super talented, man. They can get any kind of shot they want to. But to me, the key is when you got 5 guys on the string sharing the basketball. And what they do is, to me, is cause the defense have to be perfect every time. You got to be perfect every time down the floor when there's 5 guys going to make 5 guys play defense. So here, again, no tough shots over 3 and 4 people, just moving the basketball. And a lot of times they get these advantages by certain triggers. But I see, right here, you just can tell these guys they know how to play. And I think when they were younger, they probably thought you had to have, quote unquote, a bag. But to the way to win nowadays is taking the most efficient shots. And as you watch these videos, you could just tell how efficient these shots is. Not highly contested threes. And people think the NBA don't play defense. I don't think that's true. I think these guys are so skilled. It just seems like they don't play defense. But now the way the game is being played, the efficient shots that they take, it's just hard to defend all these things. Like I said, they're going to force 5 guys to have to be perfect every time. And a lot of times they'll punish the defense for doing the right thing. They close out, you close out too fast, they go by you. Those guys, and just look at that, just making 0.5 decisions there. He's catching the ball, instead of just trying to catch it and hold it, get into this long triple threat, get into all these jabs and all these things. Like I said, there's a place for that. Depends on who you are. But I heard a guy to say the other day, it's only about, usually on your team, it's maybe one guy, depending on your level, that has the freedom to just dribble the ball 15, 20 times. And in the NBA, if you notice, is not many guys have that freedom. And my guess is 90% of those guys can still do that. If you see these guys in a pro-am league or just playing pickup somewhere, you can't believe how skilled they are. But they figured out, like most teams have, the way to win the game is take the most efficient shots. And if you watch the NBA Finals, if you watch the NCAA Final Four, the team that took the most efficient shots are the team who won. I think, as we look at Golden State, where I think Golden State kind of brought this into the league, is sharing the basketball. I think, as much as sometimes I listen to Draymond Green or watch him play, I don't think he get enough respect, appreciation as he should. But his ability to share the ball when this guy is an NBA player, the amount of money he's made by just being a basketball savant, and having guys on the floor who can shoot, and he know his role. He's become a superstar in that role. But I think Draymond is one of those guys who just played the right way, and his willingness to share the ball and do all the other things is what made Golden State as great as they were. Um, and that's included Steph, who is probably top three, one of my favorite players of all time. Um, so as you watch this video, we're not going to watch much more of it, but I just want you to see, and you heard him, and we talking about Steph Curry may be the greatest shoot. Well, he is the greatest shooter of all time, but one of the top point guards of all time. And here he is saying about the basketball being a grenade and about dominoes. So it's all about advantage basketball. Can you make the right decisions? Can you relocate? And one of the top things I'm always going to say is, can you shoot the basketball?